Oh man, we've got another rant from Kanye West. This one is not a Twitter rant. It's a real rant. It's a leaked rant that happened at SNL. Listen.
He took my stage off at SNL without asking me. Now I'm gone. That and Taylor Swift, fake ass. Now I ain't gonna do this. We breaking the motherfucking internet. I'm gonna do 6 years of this shit. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it, bro. Are they fucking crazy? Bro, by 50%. Stanley Kubrick. Apostle Paul. Fucking Picasso and Escobar. By 50% more influential than any other human being. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. By 50%, dead or alive. By 50% for the next 1,000 years. Stanley Kubrick, yay.
Okay, you guys. So do we want to first discuss that and then go into his Twitter apology?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what did you guys think about this?
You know, it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Like, what we just got from that is, like, Kanye went alone after something he wanted was taken from him, was mad. What is a little troubling is the fact that he compares himself to the Apostle Paul and Pablo Picasso in a very quantified...
And Escobar.
Yeah.
And Escobar in a all very similar people. In a very quantified, like, by a margin of 50%.
Yeah.
Like, did he do the math? I have it right. What we don't see is I have it right here. And it's just like a beautiful mind, just equations.
His numbers guy is just like, it checks out. I'm sorry, guys. It's 50%. What struck me about this was that last time we talked about his Twitter rant, I said, I think it's all for publicity. I think he's doing this. His album's coming out. His album is, I listened to it, very, very good. And he's just trying to, get as much media talking about him as possible to promote this very good album. Now this leaks, and boy, he's just kind of crazy.
Don't you know I'm local?
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's publicity. I think he's just really off the rails.
What do you think, Gavin?
No, I'd agree. I think he's a little bit crazy. I mean, that's not really a normal thing to do. I mean, there's other ways to gain publicity without doing that.
Amen. Look at how Beyonce gains publicity. There's things that Kanye could do to get publicity the right way. So I don't buy that. I think that we're witnessing somebody that has the most inflated ego, whether or not we want to talk about him probably having a mental illness too, but we don't know that. I'm just looking at someone that seems like that he's better than everybody else. I do not like, even if he's just ranting to his people, I do not like how he talks to them or how he's ranting with them around. It comes off, I don't care how angry you are. I've never once been like, F you, bro, to my best friends or to my husband or to people that I've worked with, to colleagues. I've never once.
Is not. It's like, oh man. Instead of saying, F you, man, like to everything, he just says bro. Anyone who knows someone who uses the word bro knows that bro happens all the time in weird places. It doesn't have an antecedent. There's not a person who is the bro that they're talking about. He's just saying like, F you, bro.
He seems like a terrible person. I'm sorry.
No.
Well,
I will stand up for Kanye in this respect.
Go for it.
Because we have seen inside what was clearly a dressing room where he was venting.
Right.
Yes, the things he's venting that he says while he's venting are like crazy delusions of grandeur, but they're less delusional than most people because, like, if I said those things, it would be super crazy. But he's very influential. Maybe not 50% more for the next 1,000 years.
Let me put it in this perspective. Let's say you were working for somebody and this was your boss and you just started working with them, or let's say this was a new friend of yours and you're in this dressing room and you're watching this unfold. It wouldn't make you think twice about them?
Let's say that something having to do with your candle company or your business, someone screwed you.
Yeah.
And you went off somewhere to vent about it in confidence, and someone recorded that and leaked it. I said things
get
like
that.
I've said some things while ranting and upset that I don't think are 100% characteristic of my default personality. It was just a bad day. And this was amid him releasing an album.
But we also have this backstory where this happens a lot with Kanye. I get it. Believe me, if somebody threatened my candle company or my livelihood, I would rant too. But then you have to look at like the history. How often does that happen? This seems to happen a lot with Kanye West, where he's calling people out, where he's making himself to be bigger and better than everybody else. And I think that's shitty behavior. I do.
And he's talking about this within his team. I think that's what kind of is a red flag for me, is that these are the people that are already on his side. You know, these are people that believe in him, that believe in his art, that believe what he's putting out there. And he's being really rude, and also like just the whole comparisons to these people that already believe in him. It's like you pretty much should be preaching to the choir. If you have to tell them like the Apostle Paul, like if you have to keep saying that, maybe that's some insecurity within yourself that these people are not totally on your team.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. I feel bad because I think he's incredibly talented. He's a really gifted guy. I think that. And he's so gifted that he does come off as misunderstood sometimes, but there's really no excuse.
He's also leads by example. Like, can you imagine on set if like the director, you know, or people that you worked with had a breakdown? And we all do, we do. But if it repeatedly happened, wouldn't that trickle down into like the rest of the feelings on set?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't work in an environment like that. I mean, it puts everyone in a bad mood, and you know, it's just a negative energy.
I like to compare it to the differences for those watching Dance Moms between Abby Lee Miller and other teachers who have, you know, come across them, that those teachers don't need to tear folks down. There's other ways to be very successful and not treat people the way that my two role models, Abby Lee Miller and Kanye West, treat people.
That's your fault, all of you.
I hear both sides, and as I just think the definition of wisdom is hearing new information and being able to admit when you're wrong.
I will say, if you look at it in like chronological order, like first this happened last week, right? We heard the rant this morning because it was leaked this morning, but this rant actually took place last week. His tweet, his apology tweet, was just yesterday. So let's read his apology, because maybe he's had like an epiphany. Maybe he's having a self-aware moment, and we witnessed kind of like him spiraling out of control, and then he thought to himself, wow, I've lost myself, because this is what he tweeted yesterday. Man, I was thinking about when I commented on the idea of taking the rap throne. That statement hasn't been sitting well with me. That's a dated mentality. I'm not on that. Every rapper is somebody's favorite. Some rappers got the club, some got the radio, some got the conscious, some got the streets. Everybody has something they do best. A wise man should be humble enough to admit when he's wrong and change his mind based on new information. There's so much positive energy right now. In rap, we have been developing a brotherhood. My number one enemy has been my ego. There is only one throne, and that's God's. So you know what? I give him credit for that. Big time credit. What do you think of his apology?
No, I think that was needed. He needed something like that. And I'm sure a lot of people, you know, that did, you know, help them, you know, maybe, all right, Kanye's maybe not that bad of a guy, but I don't know if that really changes my view on him. I think he's very disrespectful to his fans, and he just doesn't spread a positive message, I think, to you know, his fans.
Yeah, okay. Woo! That was a lot, Kanye. So please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, check us out on watchable.com.